StrayAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is, we are on part 7, the grand finale of our mini series here, a long mini series of everything that you believe about marketing is wrong. Before we get into that, I'll remind everybody I send out a text message every single day, guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day. I call it the daily motivation. I also send one out every week called the Monday Motivation, to do the same thing for your week. All you have to do to get these texts is join my text community. My number is 305-384-6894. Number's down below in the description as well. If you don't get an immediate response when you text us, you don't get our bot automatic response, then that means we still haven't fixed our issues with the text community, but that will get fixed. As I keep telling you, it will get fixed. So if it's not fixed yet, it will get fixed. Stay tuned. Secondly, and anybody who's already in the text community will make up for lost time. Trust me, I always over deliver. So right now we can't deliver at all because we got some tech issues. But once we can deliver, I will over deliver and make up for lost time. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That is the place where I do all my coaching. It's the only place I do any coaching. It's the only place that anyone can work with me directly. It's the only way to have me as your direct coach. Just go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. We have a 4-part framework there based around mindset, strategy, systems, and accountability. To get on a call with us, it's completely free of charge. We do not charge you for that call. We want to find out where you're at, where you're going, what you feel like might be in your way. And if we feel we can help you and we feel you're a good fit for what we're doing, then we will tell you how it works and where it goes from there. But again, that's all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. You're already listening to this show. Your next step naturally is to go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. So with all that out the way, let's get into this topic here. Again, we are picking up where we left off. This is part 7 of a 7-part series. Everything that you believe about marketing is wrong. Part number 19, point number 19. Logo is branding. No, your logo is not branding. Your logo is part of your brand, but it is not all of your brand. As a matter of fact, it is only a small part of your brand. It's not even as much of your brand as a lot of people think that it is, given the amount of resources and the amount of emphasis that people put on their logo. It is not a, what's the word? Let's just say, no, I don't want to use that word. The amount of resources and energy that people put into their logos is not reflected in how much the logo actually matters to the brand. The logo does not matter that much. It matters a lot less than the amount of resources we put into it. That's what I want to say. Your brand is about the position and the image that you create in the mind of your audience. That's what your brand is. What do people think about and how do people feel when your name, your company name comes up? That's your brand. And your brand is constantly evolving because every time you have an engagement with your audience, you are updating or adjusting or making some type of, even if minute, change to the image that they have in their mind about you. So your brand is always evolving. Your brand is not just a logo. A logo is a stagnant object that can represent visually what you and your company or your brand are about. But the brand itself, the idea that the consumers have about you, is more important than the logo itself. And now there is a point when that logo can become so big that it says everything about your brand just on its own, just standing on its own 2 feet. So think of the Apple logo. Think of the Nike logo. Those are companies who, if you just see the logo, you already know what it means. You see the Amazon logo. As soon as you see it, you already know what it means, and it gives you a certain thought or idea or feel in your mind. Your logo may not be at that level just yet. That's completely okay. Maybe one day it will get there. But the point is, you want to dominate the thought in the consumer's mind, the concept of who you are, what you're about, what you bring to the table, and why they should care. That's what your brand is. And your logo, again, can't do that. The logo can't do all of that. Now, the logo, again, it supports it even when you are a Nike. The Nike swoosh supports the brand idea of Nike. But when I'm thinking about Nike, I'm thinking about, okay, those are athletic gear. If I want to get some workout clothes, need some new running sneakers, whatever it is, I'm going to look to Nike first because I like Nike's stuff. That's the position they have occupied in my mind. I'm not even looking at other options. That's just me. I'm not saying everybody does that, but there's a lot of people who only do that. That's why Nike is who they are. So again, your logo is just one piece of this game. So think of your logo as someone meeting you and you had on a certain outfit that day. Okay, that's your logo. Is that outfit that you're wearing that day the entirety of who you are and what you're about? Of course not. Next day, you'll be wearing different clothes. And there's much more to you than the clothes that you wear, right? At least for most of us. It's the same thing when it comes to your business. And again, that's not a perfect example because the logo is with you all the time. I mean, it represents you all the time. The logo is a cool thing to have. However, it is far from the most important thing that you have in your marketing. It's a cool thing to have, but it's not the most important thing that you have. When's the last time you went to a friend of yours to recommend a business or a product or service that they should buy, and you told them that they should do it because the logo was great? You got to go buy from this company because they have this amazing logo. Exactly. You never did that. Nobody has ever done that in the history of marketing or business or sales or word to mouth. Nobody does it. Nobody says you got to go buy from them because they have a great logo. But if you recommend a friend go to a business and do business with that company, why are you recommending it? You're recommending it because of the product, because of the result, because of the service you got, because something you think they're doing that can help your friend. That's why you're telling them. What is all of that? The brand. You like the product, you like the service, you believe it can help, it has already helped you. That's all ideas that it is put into your mind, that have been put into your mind by your experience. And because you were so excited about that experience, you wanted to go tell somebody else about it. We call that word of mouth. And that is all based on the experience that people have with you. That is your brand. The experience people have with you and the experience that people have of you. It may not even be with you, because someone who is listening to this right now, you never made yourself known to me. I don't know that you exist, but you're aware of this show and you consistently consume it. And there are certain things that are happening through you, well, to you through what you're hearing here on the show without me actually trying to make it happen to you personally, because I don't know you personally. That's all part of the brand. And you're getting a different perspective about me and who I am the more you listen to me talk, the more you consume my stuff, assuming that I'm saying stuff that you haven't heard before, which most of the time I know I am. Sometimes I repeat things because not everybody's listening. Sometimes I repeat them because they're good and I want to say them again. But there's an evolution of a relationship happening anytime people who already have a relationship aren't engaging with each other and communicating. So the reason that people recommend a product or a service is because of the experience, because of the brand. Your logo doesn't make you money. It is the engagements that people have with you and the results of what they got from you or through you and how they feel about you that leads to them wanting to get into a position where they could give you money. In other words, it leads to them wanting to go, let me go save up this money so I can buy this. Or let me go have a conversation with these people over here so they can sell me something. That all only happens because your brand is doing the work of getting people to understand that you can solve a problem that they have. You can supply a thing that they need and or are looking for. Point number 20. We are talking here today. We're talking here today about part 7 of our 7-part framework. Everything you believe about marketing is wrong. Number 20. Ignore all negative feedback. This is a false idea. You should not ignore all negative feedback, and I'm going to tell you why. You should embrace and engage with negative feedback, especially negative feedback about your business when it comes to your marketing. Now, why is this? Why should you embrace negative feedback? Some of you saying, Dre, I don't know about that one now. I want to get involved. Somebody's trolling and being negative or just saying bad stuff about me. I'd rather just block them and delete them and not deal with them at all. Why should I engage? So first of all, if the negative feedback you got is from someone who has purchased from you, let's say you get negative feedback from a customer. Someone's bought something from you and they have something negative to say because of their experience with your product, with the service, whatever. All right, remedying a situation can turn a disgruntled customer into a lifetime fan. Let me say that again. Your process for how you remedy a situation with a customer can turn a disgruntled, angry customer into a lifelong fan and fanatic who will maybe be your best recruiter and you only have to pay them. That's the value of how you remedy a situation. You can take someone from being your enemy to being your friend based on how you deal with it. Secondly, if it's someone who is just hating on you, let's say you have a troll, somebody just talking shit about you and your business every day, every time you post something, just coming and saying negative stuff. Depending on how you handle it, you can either turn the hater into a fan because they just have some issues going on maybe with themselves or maybe with you or what you represent. You can turn that hater into a fan and get them on your side. Or you can turn the hater away, but get your fans to become even more deeply entrenched with you and into who you are. So you basically could use the negative person who's talking bad about you as proof to the audience of people who talk good about you that there's an us versus them dynamic here. Here's the them, this guy who doesn't like me, but here's us, all of us out here, doing our thing together. So you can use that negative feedback that you get from someone else. Depending on how you handle it, again, you can turn a hater into a fan and turn a hater away to get your fans more deeply entrenched with you. Third, let me tell you another thing you can do. The negative feedback that you may get from someone helps you to make the, again, us versus them dynamic a real thing. So I just stepped on this part. That dynamic matters. All right, when I say the us versus them dynamic, this dynamic matters because people like being a part of something that not everyone can be a part of. Human beings like being a part of exclusive groups that not everyone can join no matter what they do. So that dynamic is a real thing. And again, people always want to be part of something that they can't be a part of. And people like being a part of exclusive groups. Again, somewhere that not everyone can get in, but you're in. Negative feedback from the outside, folks, gives you the opportunity to create the inside and prove that it's real. So you take someone like, I go to Russell Brunson's ClickFunnels conference every year. It's called Funnel Hacking Live. And one of the things that he talks about are the entrepreneurs, the makers, the creators, the people who help society move forward, the entrepreneurs out there. And he often has, at his conferences, I don't normally take one, but he often has the t-shirts for his company that talk about, hey, here's who we are. Here's the group that we're a part of. And here are the people. He doesn't say it in so many words, but by saying who they are, he's excluding who they aren't. And it's letting everyone know that there's an in crowd here. You want to be part of the in crowd. These are the beliefs that we have when you're part of this in crowd, and here are the beliefs of everybody else out there. What he's doing is creating that us versus them dynamic, which creates a stronger bond amongst the people who are part of the us. Everybody understand? So this us versus them thing is a real thing. And people, again, like to be part of a group that not everyone can be a part of. And negative feedback from the outsiders gives you the opportunity to create an inside and prove that it's real. So when negative people on the outside have stuff to say about you, all you got to do is create an inside, a bubble within the bubble, and that proves that it's real. It proves that this is a real thing and that people can join this. It's tangible. There's a group. There are other people. There's a community. People want to see that. People like to be a part of something that not everybody else can be a part of, but at the same time, they don't want to be part of something that nobody is a part of. All right. So there's a mix that there's a balance that you got to strike there in that process. Moving on to point number 21. We're talking here today about part 7 of our series, 21 things that you believe about marketing that are not true. Number 21, marketing and sales are completely separated. False. This one we touched on earlier, and that marketing and sales, when the one that said marketing and sales are the same thing. No, they're not the same thing. At the same time, they are not completely separated. So I talked about both of these here. They support each other. Your marketing supports your sales. If you do marketing the right way, what happens is you're going to have a whole bunch of ideal prospects coming to you wanting to have a sales conversation. This means your sales percentages will go up. You can have fewer sales conversations, but you will make more money simply because you are using your time more consistently, and you are using your resources, specifically your time, but also your attention, energy, and focus in a smarter way. And you're helping the marketing supply the sales, and the sales also help the marketing. How is that? Because the sales process should be pretty smooth and easy when you're talking to a person who is marketed to properly. This means they come in knowing what to expect, knowing what they're going to get, knowing why they want it, and exactly how to get it. That's all based on your marketing. Your marketing sets up the sales sets up the marketing. So they support each other. You have a marketing team and a sales team, they should be working in unison. If you have a marketing person and a salesperson, those two people should be communicating with each other every day. Now, the question is why? Why would a marketing person and a salesperson be having a conversation together? Because the sales team cannot be successful in selling unless the marketing team does a good job of connecting with and attracting the right type of leads who are interested, willing to buy, and capable of buying what the sales team is selling. Let me say all that again because that was pretty fast. Your marketing and your sales departments should be communicating consistently, i.e. every day. Why? Because the sales team cannot be successful at selling unless the marketing team does a good job of connecting with and attracting the right type of leads who are actually interested in your thing, willing to buy your thing, and they are capable of buying what the sales team is selling. So just because someone is willing to buy your thing doesn't mean they are capable of buying it. So I might say, look, I want to buy that $250,000 Ferrari, but I'm not capable of buying it. Those are two different things. Willing to buy means if I had the money, I would do it. Capable of buying is if I had the money, I would do it. And guess what? I had the money, so I'm going to do it. So they're not the same thing. Don't conflate these. Now that's not even the main point that I'm making here. And point number is this point 21? Yeah, point 21. It's not even the main point that I'm making here. But you got to keep in mind that these two things, again, marketing and selling, work together. I would think most of you who are entrepreneurs, you want to sell as much of your stuff as possible. You want to make that easy, the selling part. All you got to do is get your marketing down. That's it. You got to focus on your marketing. Your selling is a reflection of your marketing. Your selling is a reflection of your marketing. Your selling is not a reflection of your ability to sell. It's a reflection of your ability to market to the right people so you get the right people coming to you. And then it's easy for you to close the deal because they already know that the answer is yes. So your marketing, again, supports selling. Your selling supports marketing. First time, if you find yourself having a problem in sales, first thing you need to look at is not your sales call process. Not, am I saying the right things? Did I forget a line in the script? That's not the issue. First thing you need to look at is your marketing. First thing to look at anytime you're not getting the sales that you want is the marketing. Who are the people that we're getting in front of, and why are these people getting in front of us? What type of leads are we bringing in right now, and are those the right types of people? It's another question you got to ask yourself. This is all assuming that you actually have a product or a service that is proven. It's all assuming that your product or service is proven. Then you start asking these questions about marketing. You don't have a proven product or service, you may need to examine that piece as well. To be clear, you got the best sales presentation in the world, but if your marketing is off, that amazing sales presentation will not bring in any money. Everybody hear that? You can have the best sales presentation in the world, but if your marketing is off, that amazing presentation will not bring in any money. Send the text real quick. Okay. And it's not because there's something wrong with your sales presentation. Right? Nothing wrong with the sales presentation. A lot of people think when they're not making sales, you're having sales conversations, but nobody's buying, or something's wrong with my sales presentation. I gotta get better at selling. I gotta get better at closing. I gotta get better at overcoming objections. Maybe. But also, here's what also could be happening is that your marketing is off so that you are just bringing in people who are not the right clients. They're not the right prospects. So no matter how good of a seller you are, you ain't going to sell to these people because they're the wrong people. Your marketing is attracting the wrong prospects. When your marketing is dialed in and you're attracting more of the right prospects, you could be a very okay salesperson. You could be a below average salesperson. You're still going to make sales because the customers are the right people. Give you an example here. When I was working at, so let me see, I was working at this gym called Valley Total Fitness in Philadelphia. It was the last job that I had before I started my pro basketball career. So this is 2005. And I remember I was working at this one in the Cedarbrook Mall. And Cedarbrook Mall is still standing, but it's not a Valley Total Fitness anymore. It's LA Fitness now, last time I checked. But at this location was relatively new to the neighborhood when I started working there. And I remember talking to some of the salespeople who had been there when the place actually opened. I wasn't there when it actually opened, but when it did, they told me that the selling process was extremely easy because it was a brand new gym. Everybody in the neighborhood came around because they wanted to get a membership to the gym. So if you were a salesperson working at that time, it was easy to get really fat commission checks because all the customers just walking in, ready to buy. All you had to do was walk, bring them in, show them around the gym, and sign them up. People were just signing up easily. You didn't really have to sell. They were just buying from you. You just were lucky. You were in the right place at the right time. You were just making sales without having to do anything. That's the kind of selling that you want to do. Now, again, I'm not telling you to go open a gym in a neighborhood in order to do this, but your marketing should do that job. Your marketing should be so good that the right people who know that they want it are coming in. All they're asking is, how much do I got to pay because I know I want this? That's when your marketing is on point. And again, your sales game doesn't have to be that great. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying show up mediocre just because you can get away with it. Your sales game may not need to be that great when your marketing is good. If your marketing is just okay, then your sales game needs to be amazing. Now, if your sales game is great and your marketing game is great, all right, that's when the money comes in. Everybody following? So you got to make sure you're bringing the right people in. And again, this is a marketing issue, not a sales issue. All that said, let's recap this last entry into the 7-part series of Everything You Believe About Marketing is Wrong. Number 19, your logo is your brand. The logo is part of your brand, but it is not all of your brand. Again, a logo is just a small piece of it. Your brand is the space that you occupy, the idea and the feeling that you occupy in the mind of your consumer. It has nothing to do with the logo itself. It's about their experience of you and your stuff. Number 20, ignore all negative feedback. Absolutely do not make this mistake. The way that you deal with negative feedback can turn a disgruntled customer into a lifelong fan. So somebody just messes up and you deal with it the right way, they'll become a very happy customer of you. I'll give you another example. I should have said this during the episode before the recap. I'll give it to you here. In Miami, there are 2 restaurants that I went and ordered food from over the last week. And one of them does a great job handling customer service issues. Another one does a terrible job. So one of them is a company called Sweetgreen. Now, I'm an investor in Sweetgreen. I own some stock in the company. And Sweetgreen is a national chain. And they basically make, how do I even describe what they make? If you know who Sweetgreen is, you can get they make basically rice bowls, plates. They use fresh ingredients. I like the quality of the ingredients that Sweetgreen uses. Usually Sweetgreen is my go-to if I need to order food. My 2 go-tos usually Chipotle and Sweetgreen. Chipotle is higher quality. Chipotle is a little bit faster for me. So I sometimes get Chipotle, but I also do Sweetgreen. So Sweetgreen, whenever they mess up my order, which they have a couple times, like I've ordered delivery. So I don't usually do delivery because they take too long. I'd rather just go get it myself. Sometimes the delivery driver is taking too long and I'll message Sweetgreen and they will make up for it by putting some credit into my account. So your next order, you got $10 off, or give you a free drink or something like that. But they always respond positively and kindly, and they always look to fix and make the situation right. All right, Sweetgreen does a good job of that. It's one of the reasons why they're a national chain, because you can't go national without having that part down, because you're going to have complaints from customers, it's guaranteed, if you're doing that much volume. The other company is a company, now they're Miami based, and I believe they have 2 or 3 locations, maybe 3. They're called the Mad Butcher, and they have a location in the Wynwood section of town, from which I ordered a burger 2 times. I ordered the same thing. I ordered a bacon cheeseburger and fries. First time I ordered it for pickup, they had the order ready when I got there, and I just took the bag, went home, opened it, and realized that they forgot the bacon on my order. I was annoyed that they forgot the bacon. Didn't go back, but I just ate the sandwich as it was. I liked the sandwich. The overall quality of the sandwich was good. The fries were crispy. It was good. I sent them a DM on Instagram, because they're on Instagram, and showed them a picture of the receipt and a picture of the burger before I started eating it. Like, yo, y'all forgot the bacon. And nobody responded to the DM. I even called the store. Nobody answered the phone. So I figured, all right, I'll give them another shot. Maybe it was just an oversight. Any company can oversight things one time. So I go back there a second time. And it happened to be this past weekend from when I'm recording this episode. And I ordered the exact same thing, bacon cheeseburger, fries. I picked it up same way. And when you order something online, they have a add a special note thing. So when I placed my order, I added a special note and said, hey, last time I ordered here, y'all forgot the bacon. Please get it right this time. I was just saying it because it was never acknowledged the first time. Again, you can't go national making these you can't just ignore your customer who complains, because you'll go out of business, because they'll just complain, they'll just beat you down. The customers will, and they'll just stop buying from you. So you won't even have the revenue or the results to go national. So anyway, I get to the Mad Butcher. I'm picking up my food. I tell her the name, and I say, hey, last time I was here, y'all didn't put bacon on that burger. And the woman at the register said, oh yeah, I saw your note. I'm sorry about that. She said, don't worry, there's bacon on it this time. I said, all right, great. I stood right there at the counter and I opened the bag. And I opened the sandwich right there in front of her, because I wanted to make sure that the bacon was there the way she had just affirmed that it was. And guess what, everybody? There was no bacon on the burger. They had forgotten the bacon again. And and she saw me do it right in front of her. I showed her there was no bacon on the burger. And I said, miss, there's no bacon on this burger. And she looked at it and she confirmed that I was correct. And she starts talking to the cooks who are in the back. And this is not a big kitchen, so I can see her having this conversation with the cooks. The thing is, they're speaking all in Spanish. And while I can understand Spanish, I'm not fluent. So I couldn't understand conversation. So she's talking to them. And I start saying to them, I said, hey, that's the second time. I said, that's the second time. It was 2 cooks in the back, a female and a male. I said, this is the second time. Same thing last week. I did it again this week. And one of the cooks in the back, he's waving and apologizing. I'm sorry about that. And she takes the burger. She hands it to the girl who's back on the grill, and they allegedly put bacon on the burger. I'm standing there watching them do this. So she puts bacon on the burger, wraps it back up, hands it back to me, says, all right, I'm sorry about that. The woman at the front, she can speak English. She's bilingual. That's why she's out on the register. So sorry about that. She hands me the burger. I didn't see the woman put the bacon on there, so I opened the wrapper up again, right there in front of her. I did not leave. I opened the wrapper up right there in front of her to see this bacon that they put on the sandwich. And this bacon is completely uncooked bacon. Now, I don't know. Now, this is a kind of a Latin-based place because all the people in there are Latin. The cooks are Latin. They don't even speak English. And the woman at the front, she speaks English and Spanish. And everybody else working there looks like they only speak Spanish. So I don't know if this is a Latin thing. Somebody who is Latin, let me know. Is that a thing that y'all eat uncooked bacon? Like this bacon was like, when you buy bacon from the grocery store and it's like pink and white? And that's how the bacon was. Now, it wasn't cold. It was hot bacon. I don't know if this is I don't know if it's a Latin culture thing, but listen, in black culture, unless I'm completely out of touch with black culture, we don't eat uncooked fucking bacon. We cook the bacon. Okay, I'd rather the bacon be crispy and burnt than be uncooked. Even when I order bacon anywhere, I order bacon on the sandwich, I usually tell the waiter or the person, make the bacon crispy. I want the bacon extra cooked, not okay cooked, not undercooked, extra cooked. And I looked at the bacon and I'm showing it to the woman and I said, Miss, this bacon is not cooked. And she looked at it and I'm looking at it and I said, I can't eat this. This is uncooked bacon. You got to cook the bacon. So the woman starts speaking in Spanish again to the people in the back. Now, this time, the cook in the back, seems a little bit confused. I guess maybe this is a normal thing. I don't know, because again, she couldn't speak English, so I don't understand what she was maybe saying to her colleague here. And they're having a conversation. I guess the woman at the front is explaining to the woman in the back, hey, you have to actually cook the bacon. These people don't want uncooked bacon. And while they're having this conversation, it immediately clicked in my head, and this happened automatically. All right, if you make a mistake once, it's your fault. But if you make the same mistake twice and I accept it, then it's my fault. And I said, you know what, miss? I interrupted the conversation, said to the woman at the front desk, look, just give me my money back. It was like $16 that I ordered. I said, just give me my money back. I'm good. And this is what the woman at the front says. She says, well, sir, all right, I understand, but you placed your order online and you paid online, which I had through a credit card. So in order to get your refund, you have to process the refund online. This is what she says to me. And I say to her, no, that's not the way that this goes. I placed an order. Y'all made a mistake. I showed you the mistake right here in front of your face. I want my money back. Just give me my money back. Can't you go in the system? I mean, it's your system. Can you just give me the money? And she said, well, no, we can't do that because of the way the system is set up. You paid online. So maybe it's some third party system that takes the money. So I guess that's what she was saying. So you got to process the refund online. And I said, well, I'm getting a refund from this company. I paid this company, so you should be able to do it. And I kind of, now I'm talking it out, I understand what she kind of was saying. She wasn't able to explain it articulately enough, which what she should have said was, look, there's a third-party service that takes the money for our orders, so I don't have control over that third-party service, so that's why I'm not able to directly give you a refund. And she should have said that, and then she should have said, however, because of this, and because I saw this mistake happen right in front of me, let me tell you what I can do to make up for this. I can either do this or this or this. That's what she should have did. She didn't do that. What she started telling me is what she can't do. And when you already have a disgruntled customer in front of you, the last thing they want to hear is what you can't do. We already know what you can't do, which is make the order the right way. So don't tell me what else you can't do, because that's only going to compound the problem. And I'm not the type of person who's going to accept that. I said, no, that's not acceptable. I gave you all money. Y'all messed up 2 times. The second one you saw right here in front of your face. You're not going to tell me what you can't do. Like, I'm not accepting it. So this was starting to become a back and forth argument, and the woman understood. I think she understood from my tone and from my energy that I was not going to accept her answer that she can't give me the refund. So what she did, this didn't take but 30 seconds. So it's not like this was some long back and forth thing. About 30 seconds. She just opened the register and gave me $16 in cash. I left the burger there, I left the fries there, and I just took the $16, walked out. And this area of Miami called Wynwood, luckily there's a bunch of places to get food around there. So I just walked 2 blocks and I got a burger at a different place. I'm telling you all that to tell you this. Your brand is that experience. Fuck the logo. Now, I couldn't point their logo out of a police lineup. But that experience, I'm always going to remember that. And I will trash that restaurant forever because they made a mistake in my experience. Fuck the logo. Again, the brand is that's what people remember, is that story right there. I will always remember that story. Their name ever comes up. And I'm just doing a recap here. I should have told you that during the content, but you listen to the whole episode right anyway, right? Anyway, number 21, recapping point number 21, marketing and sales are completely separated. No, they are not. Marketing is what you do to put yourself in position to sell, and your sales go easily when your marketing is done properly. All right, if your sales are difficult, it's difficult for you to birth the baby of a sale. It's probably because your marketing is not good and you're basically attracting the wrong people. That's why your selling is not going too well. So your marketing, when that's better dialed in, you'll get people who already know they want to buy, like walk into a gym when it's open in the neighborhood and everybody's just signing up. You barely got to do any selling. That's the way you want your sales to go, no matter what you're selling. The right people will buy immediately because they already know they want to buy because your marketing was done the right way. So that's why the marketing is the lifeblood of your business. And that's why any one of these 21 mistakes I have told you you are making about marketing, you cannot afford to make these. You literally cannot afford to make these mistakes because they are costing you opportunities to make money. So go to workonyourgameuniversity.com and let's get those problems solved immediately. You can work with me directly. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. The link is down below in the description. See what we're doing in our program. Hit the button to schedule time to get on a call with us, completely free of charge. We'll find out where you're at, where you want to go, what you feel might be in your way. And if we feel we can help you and you be a good fit for what we're doing, we'll tell you how it works from there. That's workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre, all